There was something about missing days.
All right, we had a lot of you out yesterday, but we're going to move pretty quick. We're going to do the back of the sheet. We're going to start on number 11 on the back.
You made me think on the back.
Yep.
What was that?
Start on the back, number 11. You can write on this sheet, and for the most part, guys, you can fit your work in on this sheet. All right, so Harlan, 11 is so easy. Let's read the instructions. It says find the value of the determinant. All you have to do, Harlan, is cross multiply. Show Harlan where we are. Number 11 on the back of the sheet I just gave you. You passed them out, Taylor. That's you got to go left to right first when you cross multiply. Think about it this way. When you read a book or read a sentence, you read left to right. Go that way first. That's 30. All right? When you multiply back the other way, Harlan, you got to flip your sign. That's what the formula tells us to do. So that would be negative 30, answer 0. Lovell, we good?
Why does it say yes or no?
Because if it's no, we'll just write does not exist. An example, why can't we do number 12?
Because they're in a second.
If you're going to cross multiply, it's got to be a square, Matthew. That's not a square. You cannot do that one. Right. Does not exist for that determinant.
So you can't do 15
I hadn't looked at the other ones.
No, but it has to be a square. 13, you can't do it.
All right, 13. Can't do 13. It's not a square.
Why can't we do
A square is 2 by 2, 3 by 3, 4 by 4. What's that one? That's a 3 by 2. It's not a square.
My question is why can't we put like the first row out there like we do in the other ones?
No, you can't. It's got to be a square when you start, or you cannot do it. All right, let's do 14 now. You guys do 14. Tell me what you get. I've got 15 on the board. Let's go to 15. All right, Harlan, you're going to like 15. All right, so now we got a 3 by 3. So I can do it. It's a square. But I'm going to write the first and second columns. I'm going to rewrite them. Matthew, rewrite them right behind your bracket so we can cross multiply and hit all the numbers. Below, you only have to rewrite the first and second columns, okay? All right, now we're going to do our cross multiply. All right, here we go. I'm going to times those 3. I'm going to times those 3. I'm going to times those 3. So, I got negative 4 from the first 3 numbers. Taylor, if you got a 0 in your diagonal, 0 times 4 is just 0. That's going to make it easy. That one's going to be a 0. 1 times 1 times negative 1 is negative 1. Everybody good? All right, Matthew, ready? Now we still got to come backwards, just like we did on the other one. And what's the trick when you come backwards? You got to flip the side. So it doesn't matter which one you times first. That's positive 8, so we got to write negative 8. All right, if you got a 0 hard in your diagonal, you just put 0, because 0 times 2 is 0. I got a 0 in that one's 0 also. So, Lovell, to find your answer, add up your numbers, and that's your answer. So it's going to be negative 13. Now, there is another way we can do this. It's called expansion by minors. We're not going to learn that way. This is the only way we're going to learn. It's the diagonal method. I think this is the easiest and the fastest, so this is the only way we're going to do it. All right, y'all try 16 doing it the same way. All right, so we do our diagonal method. I got these 3, I got these 3, and these 3. I got negative 30 in the front, plus 42, plus 24. Everybody still good? Don't forget when you go backwards, flip your sign. So that's a positive 4. I got to write negative 4. Might need some help on this one. Is that negative 120? So I write positive 120. I did that in my head. Is that right?
Yeah.
And I got 9 times 7, which is positive 63. So we write negative 63. All right, Leanna, you added all those up. What did you get?
On 16,
On 16.
89.
All right, make sure you can get 89. Is that correct? So that's 16. Any question? Harlan, you good? We're going to skip 17 for right now. You can mark it out. We're not going to do it. And I'll let you guys do 18 through 23 in just a few minutes. I want to go down and do 24 through 28 with you on the board. We're going to do each one of them. And really, Matthew, you're going to do 24, 25, and 26 this way. It's pretty much the same stuff. All right, so let's go to 24. I believe that's what I've got drawn up here. I've got your triangle drawn. All right, there's a formula to find the area of a triangle. Back in middle school, you guys did 1/2 base times height. If it's graph like this, we can use our 3x3. We can do our cross multiplying and get an area too. The formula's got 1/2 in front. They've got these letters, A, B, C, D, E, F. That doesn't matter. All you have to do for this part, guys, take your point, and it doesn't matter which order. -1, -6. I'm going to plug in right here. All right, Matthew, let's pick another point. I got over 2 up 4. I'll plug that in here. And my third point is 0, 0. Now notice part of the formula is the last column is 1, 1, 1. All right, so Harlan, we figured out yesterday the best way is save your 1/2 for the very last step, and then we'll times by 1/2 at the end. So to do this, I'm going to rewrite the first column and the second column. All right, so now y'all do your cross multiplying. Let's see what we get. We got a lot of zeros in this one. Times these 3, those 3, and those 3. I got -4 plus 0 plus 0. Come backwards. I got a 0 there, a 0 there. +12 is -12. All right, I got 1/2, and I added them up. I got -16. Am I right? All right, times it by 1/2. My answer is -8. But Harlan, if I find the area of this top of this desk right here, is it going to be a negative number? Never. So if you get a negative tail, throw the negative out. Your answer is just +8 units squared. Because if it was feet, we would say feet squared. If it was inches, we would say inches squared. Since we don't have a measurement, we'll just say units squared. Okay, so 24, 25, and 26 are all done the same way. Don't leave off your 1/2, and at the very end, if you got a negative, drop a negative. All right, let's do 25. Same way. And I'm going to rewrite the first column, 2, 3, and -2, and I'm going to rewrite the second column, 4, 0, and -2. Somebody asked in class yesterday, does it matter if 2 and 4 is in the first row or the second row? It doesn't matter. As long as you have 2 and 4 together, you could put those in the second row and 3 and 0 in the first row. It won't matter. You'll get the same answer. All right, I'll stop, let y'all do your cross multiplying. Let's see what we get. All right, do 26 now, and then we'll do 27 and 28 together. All right, everybody's looking at 27. All right, Harlan, if you had to guess on 27, what are we going to do? Same thing we did earlier. All right, we got to cross multiply. Remember, Harlan, you go this way first. 2 times -3 is -6. What do I have to do when I come backwards and cross multiply? Flip my sign, so that'll be -5x equals 24. So now we just solved the equation, Matthew. Yeah. What do I move over first? Move that over, that's a +6. I got -5x equals 30. What's last? All right, so I got -6 for my answer. So that was pretty easy. Going to have a couple of those on the test Thursday. Anybody got a question on 27? All right, 28 is going to be a little bit longer. We're going to have 2 problems like 28 on the test. All right, so I went ahead and rewrote my first and second column outside my matrix. Go ahead and do that. I'll give you time. Go ahead and set it up. Okay, let's start our cross multiplying. Same thing we've been doing. You got times these three on this diagonal, these three diagonals. So I've got -9 times 4. I got -36. -6 times x is -6x. That's a positive 4x. Keep me straight now if I got a sign messed up. Now don't forget, the way I did a minute ago, we got to flip our signs coming backwards, right? So that's going to be 18 times -2 is -36, so we put a positive 36, right? All right, next, that's positive 8 right there, so we put -8. And last, Matthew, I got an x times -x times 3. What's x times x? Right, flip your sign, positive 3x squared. All right, so what do you guys remember about if you've got an equation that's got an x squared in it, we're going to have to do quadratic formula. So Matthew, we got to get everything over on the left side, add up our like terms, so we can do quadratic formula, which is on the board. So my 3x squared is going in the front. All right, I got -6x plus 4x. Those are my only x's, so that'll be -2x. All right, I start looking at my integers. I got a -36 and a positive 36. Those cancel. What else I got? I got a -8. Bring over -3. Make it a positive 3. Be -5. All right, so now y'all take those three numbers, put them in your quadratic formula. I got 2 plus or minus 4 minus 4 times 3 times -5 over 6. What did y'all get up under the square root symbol when y'all put that in? 64. That changes to 8, right? So I got 2 plus or minus 8 over 6. Remember your plus and minus. First sign, you do plus for the first answer. 2 plus 8 is 10 over 6. I got 5/3 for the first answer. 2 minus 8 is -6 over 6, which should be -1 for the second answer. All right, so you got 2 of those on the test. We did first. There's a formula you got to follow. And I'm not going to make you guys memorize the formula. I know it starts off this way. 1 over AD minus BC. All right, what does that mean? The cross multiplying we just did, that's all it is. All right, a 1 goes on top automatically. All right? Now let's cross multiply, Matthew. Which way do we go first? Left to right, just like you read a book. 2 times 1 is 2. Now that's 3, but when I go backwards, I got to flip a sign. That'd be -3. So we get -1, right? When you cross multiply, you get -1. -1 goes on the bottom of your fraction. Now, this is part of the formula for finding an inverse. Any question how we got 1 over -1? All right, what is 1 over -1? So I'm just going to write -1 right there. That doesn't happen very often where it turns out to be just an integer, but it does on this. All right, next part. Watch me close. Y'all ready? You got to rearrange these numbers. This diagonal right here, they want you to switch them. Put 1 here, 2 there. For your other diagonal, they want you to leave them right where they are, but they want you to flip the signs on them. So that'll become -1, that will become -3. Last step. Probably, you can write them on the bottom. We are not going to do 9, 10, and 11, so if y'all want to show your work under those, that's fine. I will not put any of those on the test. All right, last step. Leanna, we have to now distribute our -1 to everything inside, and we're done. So I get -1, +3, +1, -2. That is our inverse of the matrix. All right, now it normally takes 3 or 4 of these before you get the hang of it. Okay, we'll turn it off.
claim.
All right, so Matthew, how do I start again? I know when one goes on top in my fraction. How do I find the bottom number? All right, let's do it. Negative 12. 0 is 0. All right, so I got negative 12. Now, one thing we hardly ever do, we hardly ever leave a negative sign in the bottom of a fraction. So I'm going to put the negative up top, and I will do that from here on out.
So just be a positive.
Negative 1/12. All right, so Matthew, what did I say about rearranging the numbers? What do you do with your first diagonal, going left to right? You switch those. They trade places. Negative 4 goes there, 3 goes there. So you switch those on that diagonal. Yeah. On the other diagonal, they stay where they are, but that's where I flip my sign. Now 0 is going to stay 0, 2 is going to become negative 2. All right, question. All right, last step, you just distribute negative 1/12. So you're going to have to multiply negative 4 times negative 1/12. Put it in your calculator. Negative 4 times negative 1 over 12 is, gave me 1/3.
So you get fractions a lot.
Yeah. All right, next, negative 2 times negative 1/12. Negative 2 times negative 1 over 12 is, I got 1/6. Now 0 is going to be easy because 0 times anything is 0. Negative 3 over 12 simplifies to negative 1/4. All right, so that is how you find the inverse. You got 3 or 4 of those on the test. All right, question before we go to 3. All right, for some reason I skipped 3. Why can't you do 3? It's not a square, so right does not exist, D and E. All right, let's try 4. I didn't write 4 up here either. See what the problem with 4 is.
They said divide by 0.
What's that mean? 3, 2, negative 6.
It's 1 over 0.
Oh, okay. Well, that explains it. When you cross multiply, you can't get 0 because that would give you a no solution. And Leanna says we're going to get 0. Let's check. I got negative 12 this way. I got negative 12 that way, but we got to flip our sign. That'll make it positive 12. So, yep, can't do that one either. Does not exist because you can't get 0 when you cross multiply. We're going to do 5, 6, 7, and 8. We're not doing 9 through 11. All right, let's go to 5. All right, I think y'all got it now. Okay, what did y'all get when you cross multiplied? Say it again.
I got 1/6.
Ooh. 2 times 3 is 6. That's 8, so it'd be 6 minus 8, which is negative 2. So I'm going to put negative 1/2 for my number out in front of the negatives. Am I on the wrong one? 2, 4, 2, 3. I think I'm on the right. All right, now, Matthew, let's go again. How do I rearrange my numbers? First diagonal, what do I do with them? You swap them. 3, 2. Coming backwards, what do I do with them? Yeah, keep them where they are, just flip the sign. So negative 2 and negative 4. Last step, just distribute your negative 1/2. You can just put it in your calculator. It will simplify it for you. This is going to be negative 3 over 2. Half of 4 is 2. Half of 2 is 1. Negative 1. All right, that's your answer. Go to 6.